Hi everybody, how's it going? Joe Countryman again, right here from beautiful Alto Boquete. Yeah, I trust your day is going well. And sometimes we wake up and we're having days that are challenging, right? And other times we wake up and we're feeling great. I'm the type of person I normally my my good vibes, my energy normally peaks in the evening. And so in the morning, sometimes I wake up. I come from a long line of warriors, but also a long line of worriers, right? So sometimes I wake up in the morning, I find my worry quotient is quite high. I got 11 things on my mind and wondering how the heck I'm going to figure them out and so on. That can be very challenging. So, what I want to talk about today, just briefly, is kind of a method for recentering that's very simple, because I like simple. I find that if I'm doing anything too complicated, it may fall by the wayside after a time, especially because I want my life to be fun. And sometimes when I'm doing very complicated things day after day, it starts to feel heavy. It starts to feel like work. So it's great to have a lot of different methods to kind of help recenter ourselves when we wake up in this mode, as that as may happen for some of you, and especially when you kind of strike out on your own, when you decide that you're going to be free, you're going to be sovereign, you're not going to be a slave. You know, a lot of the time it takes encouragement, it takes reminders, it takes support and kind of nurturing yourself to maintain that belief in yourself and the faith in the creator or the universe or the world, whatever you want to call it, to help provide you with what you need. And so I want to use just what I did today and use this example, and then I'm going to use one more quick, nice visual aid just to remind you of something. So, anyways, today woke up feeling a little bit challenged. And what I did was that I had to actually get to downtown Boquete today to take care of a bill. And first of all, I practiced something that I've learned from the science of mind philosophy, and also, is expressed in a book that I speak very highly of called The Science of Getting Rich. And that is basically to give thanks as I pay this bill. And it so happens that I'm part paying this bill. And I'm starting to actually, when I first started doing this, I was just kind of, it was kind of like my mind was saying, oh, it's great to pay the bill, but my heart was feeling terrible about it still and pissed off and angry. And this is exploitation and so on and so forth, right? So today was one of the first times where I actually started to feel real gratitude and a real sense of warmth. And it's a bill that's going towards somebody who I care about, so that makes it helpful. But I'm starting to be able to generate that feeling. So get in the practice of doing that as you pay your bills, and you'll find that maybe one way to do it is to actually frame it in the sense of what can I be thankful about that this bill is giving me. For example, if it's a light bill, right? This is giving me the ability to run my internet, the ability to have lights at night. In the case where we live, that actually gives us the ability to run water into our home. There are all kinds of things that you can get from that, rather than looking at it as, oh man, this is going to some evil corporation. Well, look at some of these corporations and do a little research, and you'll find that a lot of the energy companies are switching to solar and switching to wind power and implementing things that are really actually looking to create a better world for the next generations. So once we look past what we heard yesterday, a lot of times when we look at what's actually happening today, it can be very encouraging. Anyways, though, having to get outside here in Alto Boquete, there's a lot of beautiful nature. And that's what I'm going to suggest to you today, is to get out into nature. Even if it's a city park or a vacant lot. I had a vacant lot near a house where I grew up, and that really helped me sometimes to reframe. Get out there. And the thing about nature is just observing nature in silence for maybe 5 minutes creates a sense of awe. And that sense of awe is really essential to recognizing that miracles can happen. And I'm here to tell you that miracles have happened in my life many times over, and miracles can happen in your life, and they will when you open to that. And everything you see in nature is a miracle. For example, the fact that If you're in a vacant lot, you can see plants growing through little cracks in the asphalt or in the cement. You can see giant plants when you start observing them that we call weeds that are actually powerful medicines, many of them. Uh, you know, but beyond that, that they are just miraculous in their very essence. They some of them look like they come from another world. Some of them look like they're so tiny, that they belong in a different universe where everything is much smaller. But the idea is that there are constant miracles going on in nature, and this can remind you that these things can happen in your life. I find that coming back in today, I come back in with a renewed sense of purpose and thankfulness. And one of the things that I'm really thankful for is living in a place where I'm surrounded by so much nature, and nature is part of my life. But that doesn't mean that I can't avoid it, right? I can stay in the house all day and be on the internet and ignore the fact that I could just walk right out into my backyard or walk right out my door and be on the earth. But even if you're not in a situation like that, consciously give yourself opportunities to do that at least for a couple of minutes, and you will find that it helps to shift your perspective every time. And it gets back to this idea of gratitude. I'm going to speak to 3 principles that I learned about yesterday in a future video, but the main idea is giving thanks for what we have now rather than wanting what we have in the future. The idea is that if you recognize that everything that you want in the future can come to you by creating the conscious of it now and giving thanks for what you have now and believing that you can expand yourself to have more. And in a sense, it's in your field already. It's not something that you need to want. It's something that's already there for you, and that's coming to you, that you're attracting magnetically as it's attracting you magnetically as you hold that vision and maintain a sense of gratitude for what you have now. Because when you give that gratitude for now, what you have now, even if it's just a little bit, it allows the universe, God, creator, the world, energy, whatever you want to call it, to recognize that you're a good holder, right? It's kind of like you're not a leaky vessel, right? You're a ship that can sail the sea without sinking, that type of thing. So anyways, I wanted to just finish with a quick visual illustration about life. And so many times I find myself marveling at this. There are things that we know, but we forget. And some people say we come through, with knowledge of what we're here to do and knowledge of who we are, and then we forget, and then our whole lives are kind of like a process of remembering. Whether that's true or not in your life, certainly it's true that you've learned certain things, certain skills or certain techniques that you can use to garner success, to get success. But it's easy to forget them, especially when we're in a place of frustration or feeling pent up or angry, right? So a lot of times after you recenter, you may be able to find those solutions. Coming in today, I was lighting a candle and I was like burning my fingers. And then I was like, wait a second. Let me just illustrate it. So I'm gonna light a match here. So here's the match, right? And the candle, if I try to put this match down in here, once the candle is half burnt, it's gonna burn my finger almost right away. And I was burning my fingers and kind of mad. And then I said, wait a second. Let me turn the candle upside down. And I can light it very easily, right? So the idea is that the first match may not always light the candle. And in this case, this first match burned out. But I can take that lesson, right? So I'm gonna light me another match. And I'm gonna light the candle now without burning my finger. Da 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 da. Right, so that's the idea. And it's very powerful because there's a saying that I first heard with the Visionaries album back in 2006, I think 2006, and it's very popular with elders, and I think it's very wise, and we'll see it a lot in our generation and the generations to come, and that is, we are the ones that we've been waiting for, right? We don't need to wait for a government or a corporation or our family or our friends to change. We just need to embrace the change and embrace the inspiration that's coming to us. All right, so this is Joe Countryman encouraging you to let your light shine today. I see it in you. I bless you in all that you do. Talk with you soon. And remember about the Empower Network opportunity. Great way to start building passive income. You know you love that passive income. All right, and I'm here to tell you that you deserve it. Get in touch with me when you're ready. And lots of love and blessings in all that you do. Bye-bye.